What's up, guys? Welcome back to the 1-2. I'm Matt Ramos.
And I'm Brad Lambert.
And today we're sitting down with one of the stars of Eternals, Kit Harrington, who plays Dane Whitman. Kit, it's an honor to have you here today, brother. How are you feeling?
I'm good. Thanks, guys. It's been a long day, but we're there. So I'm all right. Thanks.
Great to hear, man. Matt and I had the opportunity to see the film a few days ago, and what a visually captivating experience it was. And I must say, we are excited for Dane Whitman's future in the MCU.
Yeah, well, I mean, look, I hope there is a future for him. I kind of, at this stage, I came into this movie with the hope and the idea that there could be a trajectory for him. And this was a starting point, and I wanted to build a character that audiences would like and respond to. And I think that, the intro has been it's been great. I like him as a guy. I think he's pretty cool.
Yeah, with that being said, in this film, Dane is just a human and works at a museum. Now, I'm sure that's not the reason you signed on to play this character. So what about this character and project intrigued you the most?
Yeah, you're right. On the character breakdown, they've all got these long, I got sent the list, they've got these long kind of breakdowns of who they are. And under me, it just says Dane Whitman, a human who works at the Natural History Museum. I thought, God, is this what you signed up for? But he's humanity in this. He represents humanity. He's who Cersei's in love with at the top of the movie, and he has to, for that reason. And my job is to represent what she's trying to save. And so it's important that he's got a light touch, that we enjoy watching him, and I hope that's what I managed to do.
Yeah, well, after playing an iconic character on Game of Thrones, who is also a knight, how does Dane Whitman differ from Jon Snow, and what do you like most about him?
Look, it was an important conversation I had with Chloe early on, which was, if I'm going to play this character, I really don't want him to be overly serious. And I don't want him to be tormented in any way, because that's a character that I've played for a long time and I enjoy playing, but is not useful to me anymore, not interesting to me.
Sure.
So she took that on board, and the producers took that on board, and what we ended up with someone who was lighter to watch and kind of an easy presence with himself, and that was new. That's new territory for me. So that's kind of what I wanted to do.
Now, in the comics, Dane has actually led the Avengers before. So now that Tony Stark and Steve Rogers are gone, do you think that's something he'd be interested in doing?
Oh God, I mean, it's so beyond what he or I might think about. I wouldn't even want to venture into that. No, I mean, again, I resort back to Dane's a human. Natural History Museum.
Sure.
He's not leader of the Avengers.
Now, Kit, I got to say, you've had a remarkable career so far. Congratulations. And as an actor, what was it like going from one historic franchise to another? And were you a fan of the MCU before joining it?
Yes, I was. And the franchise I was in, Game of Thrones, ran in tandem with the Marvel Cinematic Universe, pretty much from Genesis. So I watched it grow while I was in this TV show, and I never really had a thought that I might one day be part of it. It just seemed like something else that was going on and that I admired. And then Thrones finished, and this came along, and it just felt like a natural kind of step for me. In that I felt like, number one, I felt like I kind of handled being in something like this because of my experience in Thrones.
100%.
And as long as it was different from Thrones, it seemed like a good choice to make.
Yeah, now we've seen Dane interact with the Eternals, but if you wanted to see him interact with another character in the MCU, who would it be?
Yeah, I think Ant-Man.
Interesting.
Hey, Paul Rudd.
How you would work that one out, but I love Paul Rudd. I always have loved Paul Rudd. So I'd love an Ant-Man collaboration.
That's a great answer. Now, before you sign on, a familiar face was already attached to the project. So what was it like for you to reunite with your Game of Thrones co-star, Richard Madden?
Yeah, really cool. Like, me and Richard are good friends, as is well known, I guess. But we had such a small amount of stuff on Game of Thrones.
Mm-hmm.
We became much bigger friends than we were actually screen partners. So being this, however many, probably 10 years after when we met on Screen for Thrones, we meet in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. It's just very exciting. And, I always felt with this that Richard's a much bigger part of this movie than I am. And he's brilliant in this. And I sort of, it was just nice to share a scene with him.
It's really cool.
Yeah, and in this movie, all of the Eternals are very different and they're all amazing in their own ways. So if you could be an Eternal, which one would you be and why?
I think I would be Fastos. Because
Fastos, he was a great character.
Inventing stuff. Do you know what I mean? Like, he's actually practically useful rather than punching people. Like, I could invent.
Absolutely.
It's so far from who I am. I'm like the least inventing person. Person there is, apparently.
Now, if you could hype up the fans in one sentence, why should they be excited for Eternals?
Huge scope and epic emotion.
100%.
That's kind of what this movie is.
I love that. And, earlier you mentioned that in this film, you got to share a scene with Richard Madden's Icarus. And there was some tension there. So if Dane Whitman were to, hypothetically speaking, wield the ebony blade, how do you think a fight between him and Richard Madden's Icarus would play out?
I wouldn't want to venture into that. I'm just quite impressed that Dane, that he flies out the sky, shoots lasers from his eyes, and Dane, human from the Natural History Museum,
I got Dane.
Stands toe to toe with him, trades a couple of insults, and is pretty cool about it.
Dane's pretty fearless, I must say.
Yeah.
Well, Kit, one spoiler question, and it'll be released after the film comes out because we don't want to ruin it for anybody. But having seen the film and your post-credit scene, who was talking to Dane? There are a lot of theories out there, but we want to hear from you.
I don't know if I can confirm. No, I don't think I can confirm anything like that. I'm sorry.
Fair enough.
Okay, you're great at this. I mean, this is your debut MCU film. You're amazing at this. Welcome to the Marvel family.
Thanks, man. Thank you. Great speaking to you.
You as well. And for everyone at home, make sure to check out Eternals, only in theaters November 5th.